What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about 16 different altcoins today. All of these have come to us at the request of the viewers, of the individuals who watch this channel, who like and subscribe to every video. If you haven't hit that like button or subscribe, hit that right now. You don't have to be subscribed to do a request. Just leave a comment. Leave a comment in the YouTube section. I will see to it within a day. If it's not that same day, it'll be the next day, but within a 24-hour period, I do see to it, and I make a video just like this every day. The order that it comes out is more or less just whoever requested it first, unless it's the Discord. The Discord always gets priority, but nonetheless, I've got Discord and YouTube requests on here. If you'd like to join the Discord, I will leave a link in the description for that. And yeah, if you just want to leave a request, you're more than welcome to do so. And I don't really know. I felt like I had something I was going to say, man, and I just forgot it. But regardless of what it was, we've got 16 coins to talk about, so let's just get this party started. We're going to talk about AIOZ for purple, FLOW, Flow, CLV and SLP for Flower Child, Yoto for the Unleavened Baptist, GAU for Daniel Bandini, AVI for Slowkey. We're going to move on to Proton for MJ's Fusion, Aave and YFI for Game Armor Gameplay. Those should be interesting. A lot of you requested Jasmy, JASMY, Nomad, Mr. Cinemex, and C-Zar is Good Guy. You guys all requested that. We're going to talk about Audius for Hoshi, WorldCoin, WLD for C-Zar is Good Guy as well, and then finishing up with Alice and Bat for Steve Letterman. And that is the 16 coins. At least I think that's 16 coins if I counted correctly. I will try to leave a timestamp in the description so that you can click through. If you don't see it, it's either one, you watch this video like within the first hour that I posted it, or two, I genuinely forgot, because I do make more videos after this. While it's uploading, I'll be making other videos and posting them as well, so sometimes I do forget, especially if it's a long night. But this shouldn't be too bad, so we'll see about it. Without any further ado, let's get into this. That's the list. We're going to go in that order. So here, talking about AIOZ, yes, looks like you're having this double top. I forget my last analysis on it, but I think I've been calling for some kind of double top, if I remember correctly. You've got, yeah, weekly bearish divergence with that close up. I don't know, back here, or like back whenever this kind of look happened, I might have called for a move that was slightly lower or slightly higher, something like this, something that closed above this. It didn't need to go above this high, but here we are above it nonetheless. We do have bearish divergence at play right now. It's not confirmed. It'll be confirmed bearish divergence if this week closes red. If it doesn't close red, we could look at this thing continuing to move higher, because you really could be in the middle of a move that takes you up to 25.2 to 31.7 cents. And right now you're sitting at about 19 cents. So those are some decent gains in a very short amount of time. But the fact that you broke your 100 level, you're already back below your 886, is not encouraging. What is encouraging is that you're holding the 786 for support, it looks like. Yeah, you are. You're just not getting too much significance off it, man. This is not a friendly looking candle currently. 25 minutes left, not a friendly looking candle. 4-hour RSI looking like it wants to turn over. Daily RSI does look strong. It does look productive, I'll give it that, but you get below that 60, that can be a different story. And as far as the weekly RSI goes, it has the potential really to send you back down to this 16 to 17 cent area, maybe even lower than that, maybe even lower than these lows, but we'll talk about that. For now, I do think you're going lower, at least today. If you want to prove me wrong and you want this thing to start looking like it wants to go to its 1272 fib area up here, 25 cents, or the 1618, 31.7 cent area, close a day, any day above that 886, right? You closed it here, technically above it. Close today above the 886 as well. Stop making lower lows. Hold this 786 for support and close above your 886. If you close below this 886, I will likely think that you are going lower, at least down to about 16 cents, and if not, probably more likely below this low even. But time will tell. Time will tell. The fact that this move has set up, technically it's double bearish divergence. You have one drive here, two drives there, and you have a breakout looking candle with not breakout looking volume. I do think this is a fake out. I think it is. It's a double top. It's a fake out. You're about to do a standard retracement off of this move overall from low to high right here, probably down to about 6.66 cents. And I feel like I remember that being the number I called for also weeks ago, but maybe even months ago. But whenever my last video was, or maybe it was the video before that. But I do think this thing wants to move down. You had a breakout move without breakout volume, and you're not. It's still early in the week. It is still early in the week. So let's see how the week closes and unfurls. There is still hope, but as of right now, I'm a little skeptical of this move. Right? It's totally fine that it's pulled back 10% already from its high. But if it closes the week here or lower, likely you will be seeing a standard retracement off of this fib, which again would take you at least to that 6.66 cent area, probably a little bit below that, with the possibility to even go to your 618 here. So that would be a pretty dramatic drop. But it can happen. You know, standard retracements happen after big moves up like that, right? It would be really healthy actually to see you hold this price or even just below it and then move up. That'd be really healthy actually. But I spent enough time talking about this. That's AIOZ. Let's talk about flow. I'm going to try to move through these a little bit quicker. Flow on Coinbase. I don't know if that's the best one for historical data. Man, that's a really nice looking weekly RSI. I'm not going to lie. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. Let's see. Top to bottom. It's difficult to say because here you do have bearish divergence as well, yet you've bounced off your 50. This weekly RSI looks very productive, man, like really, really productive. I know that you have a red week right now, but it's still early in the week. You might flip this green. You might continue up to this 236 area. That's kind of what I'm anticipating at the moment. Let's look and see if you've got a chart with volume on it. Not really a whole lot of volume there, is it? Let's see, probably the USDT chart. Not decent, but still not a lot of volume for like what should be like a move upwards. But it can build. It can build. Is there a better chart with more data? Okay, there we go. Hey, there's some volume on Kraken. Yeah, probably up to like $1.20 is where you want to go. And then maybe you pull back, maybe you consolidate. Inevitably, I do think you see $2.35. As far as, is this thing given up on? Is it something worth holding on to? I don't know. It might be. Flow. Let's look at the. I said I was going to move through these faster, man. Let's see. Let's look at the distribution and total supply. Okay, so it's fully diluted, right? Log max here, price, market cap, different. Okay, so there were some releasing or release of coins over time, but is that the max supply or does it gain? Is it a fixed supply? Theoretical maximum as coded. Do we have tokenomics? Can we click on that? Staking rewards pre-launch. Have all of these been released? All the coins, are they? Because I mean, it says total supply, max supply, circulating supply. It's all the same. So I don't know. The price chart and the market cap chart look very different, but to be fair, they look very similar since this low. So maybe they stopped. Maybe they released all their coins since then. I don't know. That's good. If there's no new coins being put into the ecosystem, that's good. I don't like when you see the market cap chart look different than the price chart, but you can see how bearish this is while the market cap kind of just maintained, right? So the people who were involved with the ecosystem of this did well. The people who were speculating obviously got wrecked. That's how some of these coins are, man. And as of right now, like since this time in September of 2023, the price action and the market cap looks the same. So that's actually encouraging. If you stopped releasing tokens into the environment, you have a $1.4 billion market cap right now. Could you see something like a 10x in growth? Sure. A 10x in growth would be $14 billion, right? And that's all the way up at your 61869 area. A 20x for that matter would be like 28 billion, right? And that wouldn't even get you a new high yet. You're looking at doing a 45, a 46x to get new all-time highs. That would roughly be like $60 billion, give or take, right? So, I mean, that's a pretty high market cap. I don't know, and I really don't think Flow is going to see the 1272. So if it does see new all-time highs, it won't be that much past this. As far as like what the cycle highs are potentially, I really don't know. It's really hard to say. I would expect either a double top or something between the 618 and there. If you were to break $43, you probably go up just a little bit more. I know that's what you're looking for as far as like cycle predictions go. I don't think it's a lost cause though. I do think, I mean, looking at the chart for what it is, I do think you had a solid sell-off and now you're doing things differently. You look like you're accumulating. When you break out, you're probably going to have a phenomenal move. You're at 94 cents now. I don't think you'll have too much trouble getting up to that $5, $8 range, right? This previous area of support, resistance right here, right at 850. You've got support coming in right here, if I can get it, right there at about 460. So somewhere in that range, I think once you decide to break out of this accumulation range, which would probably be like this line here at $1.40, you're probably going to move up tremendously in a very short amount of time, right? You're going to make like this move, but to the upside, and it might even be faster than that. So that's flow. It's not a lost cause. I just don't know how much it stands to gain from here. I mean, don't get me wrong, 94 cents, potentially up to $22, or even all the way up to like $45. That's phenomenal. But there are potentially better prospects out there. And this is assuming again that Flow doesn't see a $100 billion market cap. I don't think it does. It's such a new coin. I don't know if it's proven itself. There is some interest in here apparently, but and the fact that there are no more coins being minted, that's also enticing in my opinion. But $100 billion is a milestone to achieve, especially for any crypto, let alone something that's only been around for really just like a bear cycle. So, and the ass end of a bull cycle. But let's see how it does. I'm being conservative with this one. I don't assume, if it does see new all-time highs, I don't assume that there'll be standard extensions. And if not, it might actually form a lower high, is my opinion. Hold on. Next coin, CLV, yeah. Clover Finance, that's right. Looking at this, it looks very similar to Flow. Very, very similar. Doesn't mean that it's going to have the same story at all. Let's see here. Let's look at it. Make sure you guys can still hear me. Yeah, you're good. Okay. 48 million, very low market cap, a lot more room for growth. Pretty diluted, not completely diluted, but still pretty diluted. Nice to see. I do like this accumulation range. That's a nice bit of volume you got there. Is that the all-time high? I would say so. Let's see. Yeah, you're probably going to move up to like 16.5 cents on this next move up, right? I think that's what you're going to do. I doubt you move below this. Now, when I say you're going to move up there on this next move up, I don't mean that you're just going to do this. It might look like this, more or less, just like this looks like that, but you still went up and down every week here, right? It's not just a straight line up, so don't expect it to just be in a straight line. If you pull back 5%, 10%, that's normal. Stuff like this happens, so don't be thrown off by that, but like last week, you're up 16%. If you only go up 5% this week and then you go down 8% next week and then you move up, like that's just normal. It happens. But I think you're honestly making a move up to here, about to like 16.5 cents. If we take this high to this low, look at you hitting a deep extension, 1886 lining up with that. Yeah, 2618 lining up with your 0.5. Then you got your land of the threes up here in the sweet spot. Yeah, I definitely think you're going higher. I think this thing can see new all-time highs. I don't know a lot about it. I don't know if it's worthy of that, but with the market cap, with how low it is, I do think that something like this could see, I mean, yeah, man, that's 160x essentially. A 100x from here would be $4.8 billion market cap. So I mean, that wouldn't even be like a $10 billion market cap if it did 150x, I think, right? So definitely achievable. Is it worthy? That's a question to ask in itself as well. Number 648, there are a lot of coins ahead of this and behind this that will see the kind of growth that I was just talking about. Not all of them will though, right? There are plenty of them that will, but not all of them will. So is this one that could see that growth? I mean, I don't know enough about it, but I will say for what it's worth, if we let's look at it on Binance with the most volume out of all the charts. Does look like there's a lot more interest down here than there really has been. Yes, this was the biggest spike in volume we've seen, but you're getting dramatically more levels. Look at the histogram here, right? I'm gonna make this like transparent for a second so that you just see the average volume, right? The average volume is at some of the highest points it's been, and that's coming out of the lows of this accumulation phase. I think this thing does want to rip. I think it does want to do good things, but we'll see. That remains to be seen. As far as what its all-time highs could be by the end of the cycle, we could see prices up at like $8.35. That very much is a possibility. No, that's not right. I'm sorry. We're looking at it wrong. What is it? There we go. Yeah. $9.72. That's right. $9.72. To be fair, even this price at $47 is possible, so I definitely don't think this is a lost cause. I wouldn't count on these prices happening, and I'm still skeptical as to if that happens, but even if that happens, that's like the minimum expectation, and that's still sick gains. So with the potential for it to be a lot sicker than that, right? You could double that, that's the next level up, or even do a lot more damage, quintuple this number essentially. But for now, 16.5 cents is where I think you're going. That's a nice bounce off your weekly RSI. Daily RSI looks strong. It all looks good. I think you're just making your way up there. It probably won't happen overnight, but you'll probably just week by week, day by day, be marching your way up there. SLP, Smooth Love Potion. Yeah, I've heard of this one before. I've done TA on it a couple times, I think. Yeah, another one that just came out at the non-ideal times, right? Does look like it's smoothing out. That's a nice round bottom. I like to see that. More volume coming in, sure, as you're breaking out of this. Not breaking out of this, but you're moving to the upper limits of this accumulation range. Could this see new all-time highs? Maybe. Maybe not. I would expect at least to move up to like 1.1 cents. You're at 0.0038 cents right now. Let's look at this one too. Why not? I'm not going to do this for all of them, but if it like merits it. We're talking about all-time highs, so I feel like I need to know the market cap. 161, infinite supply. What's the market cap look like versus the price chart? Log. And, right, is that right? Is that log? That doesn't feel like log. This feels like log. I'm going to refresh this. Log. Max. Market cap. Log. All right, that doesn't look like the log though. That doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Like that more. Anyways, I'm getting caught up in that. Anyways, that's the market cap chart. That's the price chart. So yeah, I don't like stuff like this, man. I really don't like stuff like this. As far as circulating supply, total supply is infinite, max supply is infinite. How much are they printing off? It looks like, based on the price, this has been tanking since July of 2021, but the market cap since then has actually achieved new highs, and it's even maintained those prices since that time. Or maintained those levels. It's literally been even. So throughout this whole drop, so many coins are being printed off that the people, whoever's in charge of this or whatever, this thing might be trash, man. I would stay away from it. I don't like stuff like that. I don't know what its emission schedule is like. Let's see if we can see it in the tokenomics. I might be speaking too soon. No tokenomics data available. That doesn't mean it's bad. It could be bad, but very low market cap. It could gain grounds, but just understand, to get to its new all-time highs or back to its all-time highs, it would have to pull a 100x, essentially. It would have to pull a 100x, right? Yeah, I believe that's what that is. Where's that? Let me think. 10. No, that is a 100x. I'm pretty sure, because nope, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, we'll just delete that. So that would be a 10x, and then we're talking like 20x, 30x, 40x, 50x, 60. That's 100x, yeah. So. A 100x in its current market cap, which by the way is near its all-time highs. It would have to do a 100x to get to its previous all-time highs in price, which would mean that it would need a 11 or a $16.1 billion market cap, which is possible, but that's also assuming that it doesn't print out new coins, which I doubt. I very much do expect that it's going to continue to print out new coins. So I don't know. I don't know if I like this one. I do think it goes higher. Just, can it see its new all-time high? Can it see new all-time highs? Can it see its previous all-time highs? I don't know. I think a 100x is possible with this thing, but I don't personally enjoy coins that if I'm an investor, I'm a speculator, I don't like these kind of things. If I'm a participant, I'm taking part in the ecosystem and stuff like that, okay, that's a different story. This is more my speed, but I'm not. That's not what I do. So as an investor, as a speculator, I don't like coins like this. So I don't really know too much more to say. I think it goes up. I do think it goes up, to be completely fair, but 100x is on the table. Higher prices than that are even on the table. It is an achievable market cap, but that's also all dependent on the tokenomics, which I don't have available, unfortunately. So that's SLP. Let's speed these things up a little bit. I'm spending too much time on this. Yodo. Looking at it here, looking like you want to move up, man. It's looking good. At least on a 4-hour. Let's look at the daily. Yeah, man, that's a nice. It depends. Let's see what you do with today. If today you can close this green, especially if you can get above this daily close right here, the red daily close right there, I think you'd be looking good to continue up to about 4015 area to 40165 area. Bouncing off the 60 like this, an area that you also held as resistance, but it's also the bullish area of control as defined in the relative strength index. Bouncing off of that looks good. Very constructive on your daily. Also finding support on a previous area of resistance. You're a little bit above your 382. All of that looks bullish to me. So it's dependent on what you do today and tomorrow. If today reverses and you pull back and you go lower, then maybe you do pull back a little bit more. Maybe you go to your 236. Maybe you go in between the 382 or to the 236, something like that. But inevitably higher. I really do think this 382 would hold as support, but at this point in time, looking at the 4-hour, looking at the daily, I'm assuming this thing wants to go higher in the more immediate time frames. Yeah, it looks good, looks pretty good. Very bearish candle, no follow through afterwards, right? You've even like reversed up a little bit, so let's see how it looks. Let's see how it does this week, but really the next couple days. If you can close above that low, or this red day here, it's not even a low close, but at 401156, if you can close above that on a daily basis, I have hopes that you're going higher. And truthfully, closing above your 618 at 40123 is the necessity, the thing that I'd like to see for confirmation that you're going higher. But I'd get excited just with that alone. So that's Yoto. Let's talk about GAU, USDC, I believe, right? Yeah, that's what you wanted. Let's talk about it on here. GAU token. Yeah. Looking at it. Yeah, it looks phenomenal for a very short amount of time. It's been in a very brief existence right now, right? Probably goes down. Probably goes to about 4.3 cents, if not all the way down to 1.8 cents. Here you are at 7.4 cents. So I think if you're patient, you'll see a significant drop from here. If I was to buy this thing, if I had interest in buying this thing, which I don't know anything about this thing, but I do know price action, and just looking at how it is, it kind of looks like you've got like, you know, a tenacious downside with like a kind of like weak flat bottom there. So I think it does give. I think you'll break to the downside. If I was looking to DCA, I would start around here and maybe DCA like all the way down to here. So like buying throughout this whole kind of range here would be my strategy if I was trying to buy this thing. But I'm not. I'm just saying if I was, that's what I would do. But the 382 is my minimum expected target. And with things like this, it's very, very common to find support at your 382 because it's a strong move up, but oftentimes you do find it just a little bit below it. So if you go below 4.314 cents, that doesn't mean that this thing's going all the way to its 618. It could, but it probably doesn't mean that, right? And just because you go through the 618 doesn't mean it's going to zero either. Maybe you find support right here at this little like shelf that you had. Man, I can't draw lines at all. Maybe you find support right here, or maybe you even do go all the way back down here. As long as you're finding a higher low, that could set the precipice for a move that's up. But for now, I think you're moving down is all I'm trying to say. I do think you're moving down. I think you're moving lower. Let's see how much lower you have to go. That's GAU. Let's talk about AVI now for slow key. AVI. AGI. AVI. Said AVI, right, slow key? Aviator. Is it a DEX coin? Must be. Volume, that looks like the one right there. And I'm not saying that because it was my only option. Wow, look at you. Doing well for yourself. 0.001 cents, decent volume for the chart that has little existence at all. Yeah, looks like it wants to move up higher. Sure. You are at your 1272. Broke above your 618, found support in this area, continued to move higher. It's looking good. Yeah, you could go up to your 1618, all the way up at 0.0026. You might turn around here. That's possible. Let's throw a relative fit or relative strength index on here. Very hot on the RSI. I wouldn't look to buy here personally. You know, if I bought down here, this might be an area to look to get out, but I definitely wouldn't add more. And I don't know if I would get out completely, because it absolutely could like double, a little bit more than double in price from here in a very short amount of time. Very hot weekly RSI, very hot daily RSI too. But both look strong and both kind of promote the idea that we could see higher prices. That is nice volume. But again, maybe you do move up. Maybe you do move up to here, right? But it probably won't be a line like that. It could be, but you probably do something like this and then up, or maybe you stop out here, whatever. I'm just saying, what I'm trying to say is, just because you pull back doesn't mean it's all over, right? You could pull back and then bounce from there, a previous area that you found resistance on before, confirm that as support, and then move higher, right? But I don't know if I would want to get involved with this thing right now. I do think that it looks good. I do think it wants to go higher, but even with a 100% growth on the in a very short amount of time on the list of possibilities, I would think that you do pull back to this previous all-time high, maybe back down to 0.00378 cents as well. Let's look at this on a fib basis, like a relative fib basis. If you were to go all the way up here, yeah, your 382 is all the way back at all-time highs. So even if it does go all the way up here, which I think it has a chance to, maybe it doesn't, maybe it gets stopped at the 1414, but however high it goes from here, it will likely pull back to prices that are lower than this after that high, right? Lower than this current price is what I mean by lower than this. So up first, down later is what I'm thinking. But for now, yes, it looks pretty damn good. Looks like it wants to keep going. So I like the 4-hour RSI. I like the price action. All of it looks good. So it definitely, I don't think it wants to stop here. You are at your 1272. It is a common area to find resistance, but these do not look like they want to be shut down. So it looks like it wants to continue going. Good one there, Slowkey. Good one. You're looking for an entry point, right? That's what you were saying. I wouldn't get in here. I've said that already. If you want to gamble, that's up to you. But again, I think waiting for the price, and you're going to have to show some restraint, show some patience. You're going to watch it pull a 2.5x probably, if not like a 50% growth, something like that from here. It'll probably happen in a very short amount of time. It doesn't have to. I say probably. Absolutely, you could reject from here and go to those prices that I'm looking for. This is not, again, even with the potential up here, this is not a good entry point. None of this is financial advice, but it's not a good entry point. You don't buy something that's up 21% on a week that started not even 2 days ago, right? You don't do that. At least I don't do that. Sophisticated investors don't do that, right? So my opinion would be that of waiting for you to check back where you broke out, which is either here or the 886 or the 786, even down to the 618. Any and all of those areas, somewhere in this zone is where the entry point would be. But likely it would be at 0.00037 to 0.00512. That's what I'm thinking. Somewhere in that area. Likely you will come up to here. You will come up to here, somewhere in this zone, right? And then you will come back down somewhere in this zone, probably, and then move up higher. That's my opinion. So it's not a good entry point right now. That's all I'm trying to say. Being very, very strict with that. But you do what you want. It's your money. It's not my money. If you make money, I'm not going to come looking for a cut. If you lose money, you better not come griping to me, man. That's not how it works. We're all big boys. We're all big girls. I know you get it, Slowkey. I'm more speaking for the people who like to complain. I had one guy say that he makes all his money doing the opposite of what I say. He goes short whenever I say go long. He goes long whenever I say go short, or whenever I say Bitcoin's going to go up. But I already know that he's lying because he would have lost his money. He said he wins every time, so that can't be true. Either he's lying about that, or he's lying about going long and short every single time that I talk about Bitcoin going up or down. Here's how I know that he's lying. Ready? Because I called this move down right here, right? I didn't call the ETF getting approved. No, I didn't think it would, but I absolutely did call the move going down. So let's say you didn't buy the absolute top. Let's say you didn't FOMO in at the top and you shorted this, or you went long, because I was saying it was going down. So you're going long. Let's say you longed it from a low point here. Well, at the most, you would have been down in what? Let's be generous. Let's say you're not a degenerate, right? Anything past 5x, in my opinion, you're a degenerate trader. Unless you're doing it very short time frames, like within that day, sometimes within hours, you're a degenerate. 5x or lower is really what you should be using, unless you're more experienced or unless you're doing very small time frames. All these crypto YouTuber bros, they act like 25x is a normal. That's too high, guys. 5x or less. There's nothing wrong with 2x. You can lose all your money leverage trading, but here's the main point. I'm getting off on a tangent. I'm getting off on two tangents. Here's the main point. Even if you bought the lowest at this point, when I was saying we were going to go lower, even if he went long, because I said we are going to go down. He says he goes long when I says it's going to go down. That means at a 5x leverage, assuming they didn't liquidate him at a 50% or 60% loss, which a lot of places do, but maybe he's on an exchange where it doesn't, he would have had a 65% loss right there, right? And maybe he didn't close it. Maybe he has this insane risk tolerance or just luck that it didn't close. So now, as of right now, he's up 16.35% times 5. So that would be a 75, almost, what would be, it would be like an 80% gain, right? But we know that that's not true, because if he went long here and then he went short here, because down here, literally on this candle right here is where I said that we were going to see prices go up. So if he went short there, that would mean that he capitalized on losses, and then he went short until basically right here. No. Actually, until probably like right around here, because this is where I said that the price was going to turn around. So then that would have meant that I think it's going to go down. He would have went long, so he would have capitalized on more losses. That's 2 losses in a row. And then inevitably he was right, because it didn't go down to the price targets I was saying. But then right here I did say it's going to go up higher, up higher. So then he would have gone short here. I'm just saying, man. I'm like beating a dead horse with this one, but I mainly, what I got off on the whole tangent to begin with whenever I was talking about AVI here is that, for those of you who don't know, right, don't come to me with griping if you're wrong, or if I'm wrong, if you're making money, if my calls did anything like to influence you. It's your decisions. We're all big boys, we're all big girls, and I know some of you get it out there. I know that I fumbled my words there at the end, but I was really getting thrown off by like going over this, basically. So I'm just going to get back to the main point at hand here. Sorry, got distracted, but for whoever you are out there that said that you short every time I say it's going up and you long every time I say it's going down, you absolutely are lying, man, because there's no way that you're making money doing that. Absolutely not. Even when I'm wrong, man, I'm making money, right? So that would mean that even when you're right, you're losing money. That doesn't make any sense, you know. So anyways, man. Proton, XPR. Did I see MJ's Fusion? Did I see I might have seen XRP. I might have flipped it around. Sorry, Proton, dude. I don't like it. I would stay away from it. Very low liquidity. It looks like trash. I don't like it at all. XPR network, is this it, right? Yeah, this is it. Okay, decent trading volume compared to, I mean, it's not like great trading volume, but it's more than I thought. I don't know. Maybe it's fine. I wasn't expecting to see that much trading volume. I thought it was going to be a lot lower than that, so maybe it's fine. Just based off of what we saw on Deck Screener here, you know. yeah, you could make a move up to about 0.003 cents. You're at 0.001 now. Maybe move up to 0.009, 0.012 cents, something like that. Yeah. Right now it looks decent. The weekly RSI does look decent. Price action looks decent. Daily RSI doesn't look bad either. If you were to move down from here, it'd be small amounts. You're probably not going below that low. Yeah, looks good. As far as is it a good hold for the long term for the cycle, I don't know. Again, just like I was saying with some of those tokens, this is number 892. There are between 200 to 2,000, whatever those ranks are. All of them want to see these multi-100x growths. All of them are capable of it. This one could see a 1,000x growth if it gained enough popularity. Even this cycle, it could do that. But is it going to do that? There's like one or two that do that the whole cycle. You know, maybe not. Is this thing going to do 100x or multi-100x? Of the cryptos that are in this range, there's like a handful of them that does it. Is this in that basket? Maybe it is, maybe it's not. So regardless of that, I do think it wants to go higher from here. I do like the price action. I do like what you're doing. I just think you got a lot of proving to do. But yes, I do think it wants to go up from here for what it's worth. Let's talk about Aave. No, yes, Aave. Aave for game armored gameplay. Let's see, top to bottom. 382 hit, 236 support. Yeah, bro, you're going up. You're going up, 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 up. You're going up here soon, right? You're in this accumulation range. This looks so picture perfect, man. Accumulation range, you don't normally spend too much time at the top, but here you have been consolidating for a while. You're getting ready to break out. It just looks 382 resistance, 236 support. When you break out, you're likely, just because of this range, you're going to break out and have a phenomenal day. You're at 94.87. You're probably making a move up to $240 to $300 in a very short amount of time when you do break out. And you could go higher. You could go higher. But yeah, Aave, I think Aave is a little slept on, man. I think it'll do really well. I know it had a lot of hype last cycle, but I think that hype will be realized. I really do like Aave. And, you know, in comparison with that, Compound and Aave, you know how like XRP and XLM kind of run together? Ethereum Classic and Ethereum run together. Aave and Compound, Bluezell, Storage, you know, stuff like that, RAD, GTC. There's a lot of coins out there that are competing against each other. So odds are, what's good, whenever one of those coins does well, the other one will probably do well as well. It's like when Mana did really well and Sandbox did well together, right? They're competing for metaverse niche like popularity, but they both did well because Facebook changed its name to Meta or whatever reason, you know. But whatever reason they were going up. But nonetheless, man, I'm getting on a whole nother tangent again. I think you want to go up. I think you want to see prices above 240, probably below 300, but somewhere in that range nonetheless. And you absolutely could go higher. But I think that once this range breaks out, get rid of this fib here so you can see it, it's going to be a quick move up. It's going to be quicker than this move, right? It's going to be just like this move down, but to the upside. You're gonna do great. You're gonna do really good. It looks good. It looks really, really good. Yeah. And it's not too late to put money into it either, right? Even though you're up high from your lows, this is nice. A lot of cryptos have found their accumulation ranges already, and they've already broken out, right? And people are trying to buy them now that they've seen their 4x, their 5x in like a 2-month time. This thing hasn't had its turn yet. It's about to have its turn. It looks really, really good. I want to do something real quick. Let's throw a template on here. I haven't done this one in a while because I didn't have the premium, but I've had the premium for months now. I don't use the full extent. Yeah, dude, this looks beautiful. This looks really beautiful. Yeah, I stand by everything I've said about it so far. I think it wants to continue to go up higher. So that's Aave. Good choice there. YFI is another one that I think is it's another kind of like finance token. I mean, it says it in the name, but it's got a very small circulating supply, total supply, smaller than Bitcoin's. What is it? YFI, which I just think is interesting. 33,000 total, right now. 36,000 for the total amount. That's insane, right? Like, you can see this token being worth millions of dollars, even this cycle, right? It's insane. Okay, Let's do the math. Let's do the math because I know it sounds crazy. Let's do the math. Let's say 260 billion because I want to be lazy, but that'll over achieve the price that's realistic. So if it fits that price, we know it'll fit the real price by a smidge, right? 257. We're going to call it 260. Just bear with me. 260. Let's say we see new all-time highs at the first minimum target, or let's go to a million, right? That right there is 200,000. Let's go to a million. That is 672,000. $1 million essentially would be a 128x. So a 128x based off of this would be is like a $30 billion market cap. Let's do this real quick. Damn it, I got a Google calculator here. Let's see, 260, right? 260 times 128, 128.2. Let's do that. 33 billion. It would be a 33 billion. And yes, this says 33,000, but I did 128 up here times 260, 128 million. So 1,000 based on millions, that's a billion. This is 33,000, so it'd be 33 billion actually. Yeah, that is a more than achievable market cap for something to hit. Something like this, especially YFI, I think is pretty legit. So can this thing, being worth $7,700 right now, can it be worth $1 million, maybe even $2 million by the end of this cycle? Yes, I think it can, man. This thing could go nuts. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not worth either of those things. Maybe it only pulls, and if it was to go here, I think it would go higher. You would see it like worth 1.6, 1.7 million, potentially even all the way up to your 2272. You could see some insane prices with this thing, man. But the minimum target would be from the current price about a 30x at 227,000. The maximum kind of expected range would be an 88x all the way at $682,000. I actually like YFI a lot, man. This is one that I personally wouldn't have a problem with holding. I think it wants to do well. I like this weekly RSI. It looks really good. It's still in its accumulation range very clearly. More volume here toward the end of this range than there was like over there, right? That's a pretty big spike relative to this thing's history. Let's see what it's doing on USDT, on Binance. Dude, yeah, even more, even bigger, right? It's not that this is the same spike and this is just less volume over here, right? It's not like that. Let's do the comparison real quick, right? That volume right there is 13.578 thousand tokens, right? 13.57 thousand tokens were traded that week. This week on Binance, it was 37.9, phenomenally higher, like almost 3 times higher. So, yeah, there's a lot of interest going in around here. Yes, this is a bearish candle, but whatever. I mean, it was bullish until it was bearish, right? Let's see. What did we really do? Very bearish sell-off. That's where most of the volume came in, but that's okay. Still an accumulation range, right? Still higher lows, accumulating. I think you're getting ready to break out. I just don't know if you're as ready as coins like Aave or Compound are. Maybe you are, but man, this is one that I think is a I don't know. Nothing in crypto is necessarily safe except for Bitcoin, USDT. XRP is probably pretty safe too, you know. Link, Matic, Ethereum. Solana is probably a safe bet too for this cycle at least. But the safe ones, man, they don't stand to gain a lot. I feel like this, for a high gaining potential coin, it is a pretty safe bet. I do like YFI. From what I know about it, it is a pretty legitimate project. So I'm getting all caught up on the romance here with it, man. But I do think it looks good. I think it looks good. I think the 4-hour looks good. I think the daily looks a little bit like it could turn around here, sure. But inevitably, I think you want to make your way higher. So if you were to make your way lower from here, you could go lower than this low, I guess. I wouldn't think that you go below $5,000, personally. You might not go below this low, man. If you do, you go 6,000 to 52, 5,300, something like that. But you might not. You really might not. Hard to say. As of right now, I do think it wants to come down a little bit. But I would think if Compound and Aave do well, this thing might get swept up in the excitement with it. So when it moves, it likes to move fast, up or down, man. But for a good bit, it's been being boring. So we'll just see. I do like the weekly RSI, but it's not in a position where I would expect great things just yet. It's getting ready. It's gearing up. The daily RSI is the one thing that's kind of holding me back. I don't like that daily RSI at all. The 4-hour does look good, but it is starting to slip a little bit, to be fair. So it probably does pull back a little bit from here. If I really, really had to guess and not assume that it goes lower than this low, I would think that you pull back to $7,400 to maybe $7,000 itself. You're at $7,700 right now. So that's my thoughts on YFI. I really went into overkill with that. Let's talk about Jazz My Hands Up, man. Jazz My Coin. Jazz Me. I say Jazz My Hands because it's like jazz hands. I don't know. It's just for some reason that comes to my mind. Wow. I see why a lot of you want me to talk about it today, because it's up. Nobody wants to talk about it down here. You only want to talk about it when it's up. That's okay. That's how people are, man. They say nobody talks about their losses, but everybody talks about their wins. I try not to fit that status quo, right? I talk about my wins only if somebody comes at me with my losses, but I will probably most times be the first to admit my losses, man. I have no problem admitting when I'm wrong. It's not about that. It really isn't about that. The people that are stuck in that kind of mindset, they're going to get screwed, man, because it's not about being right or wrong. It's about managing your risk. It is very much about managing your risk. You can be right 9 out of 10 times and still lose money if you have poor risk management. You can be wrong 9 out of 10 times and still make money if you have good risk management. It's not about being right or wrong. That's how you know right there. And if you don't believe, if you think that doesn't make sense, then you just don't know. You don't have the experience, and that's okay. We can agree to disagree, but I would think that any person who doesn't understand what I just said there by saying you could be right 9 out of 10 times and still lose money, and you could be wrong 9 out of 10 times and still make money in this game. If you don't understand that, you're probably new. You don't have enough experience. That's not an insult, but if you are finding yourself being confused by that, I would ask myself the question, am I new to crypto? You probably are, or new to trading, and that's okay. We're all there. Stuff like that doesn't make sense to a lot of people when they start, because you do think if you're right more often than you're wrong, then over time you're going to make money. But the thing is, if you're using the same risk metrics when you're right 9 times in a row, then you're just using the same risk with more money as you were with less money, and percentage-wise you stand to lose or gain the same amount percentage-wise. So inevitably, just over time, if you don't have risk, you're going to lose money. Over time, if you do have risk management, you're going to make money, no matter how often you're right or wrong. That's all I'm trying to say. Getting off on so many tangents here, man. Looks really good. I like the price action. I like the volume. Oh my God, it's going up as I'm talking about it, right? Yeah, it's going up. What are we doing here? Since I've been talking about it, it's at least up like 1% or 2. Yeah. Doing good. Look at that volume coming in. You might be making a move right now, Jazz My Hands Up for this coin, man. Let's see, where are you going to go? Your 1618's all the way up here. Is it significant enough to call? Man, look at you. You broke out. You broke out. It's not stopping at the 1618, guys. I've got news for you Jasmy coin holders. It's not stopping there. This is a very bullish looking bottom. Very, very bullish. It's like an Adam and Eve, right? You've just broken it. It's one of the more bullish bottoming patterns that I've identified in my time trading. Wow. Yeah, dude. Hold on. Let's find a chart real quick. Hold on. Is that all the historical data? Okay. So from all-time high to all-time low. And then we'll get the relative fibs on here. Maybe we'll do this one actually. You're probably very fast, you guys. Very, very fast. You're at about 0.0095 right now. You're probably going to move up to this 0.03 cent. You're going to move up to 3.1 cent area. At least here, I think you're going to go above your 382 though. I think you're going to go maybe 1.7 cents to 2.1 cents. You might take a quick little break, but I think you want to move up to this area, your 0.5, your 2272, and then up to your 618 area very fast. Just based off of like a common, deeper kind of fib extension on a move like this. And then also you have price action, right? You've got like some price action support and resistance kind of in this area. It's a little bit above the 2272. You have a lot of like this little whatever right there around your 2272, 382 area. 2618 is the top. Maybe you are moving to 4.5 cents right now, man. Jasmy coin, man. Jasmy coin, you're looking good. You're looking really, really good. I think a lot of coins, here's the thing, guys. I think a lot of coins are going to do this right now. A lot of coins are having this accumulation phase that they've been in for, I mean, this one's been over a year, right? Like a year and a half, essentially. It's breaking out. It's going to do things really quick. Now, the thing to do is while your coin is still accumulating, still in the accumulation range, and you see coins that maybe you were looking at, maybe you have some in it, but it's not the most coin that you own, what you don't want to do is transfer coins from the other thing that's still consolidating and then put it into this thing that's already pumped up this week 50%. You don't want to do that. Not financial advice, but you don't want to do that. I definitely don't want to do that. Don't chase, right? Look for an area to pull back. If it were to pull back, you'd look for about 0.00775. If it does that, stuff like that does happen. It could happen next week. It could happen later this week, but don't count on it, man. I think this thing wants to rip. I think it wants to rip hard. And if you're in it, great. If you're not in it, stay away. Or if you want to get in it here, you better be along for the ride. If you want to get in it here, don't you dare sell if it pulls back really quick and then it moves up. Don't you dare sell down here and then miss the rest of the rip, right? If you're buying here, be in it for the long haul. It's probably not even going to take that long, up to like 2 to 4 cents, 4.5 cents even. But yeah, this thing looks really good, guys. You're in a breakout right now. The volume looks good. The move looks good. Like, look, we have 6 days left in this week. Look at how much volume you've got already. It's above average. It's more volume than you've seen in like 2 months. On a break, it looks so good, you guys. This is beautiful. This is good job. Good job. Look at the RSI, all of it, man. Yeah, alt season, man. This is one of many that's about to. Look at how that is beautiful. That's textbook. Overbought. Bouncing back off the overbought zone and continuing higher. Look at what you did last time, right? Did the same thing. You pulled back, you were boring, and then boom. This is a little bit more exciting. You got more exciting volume to show for it, but 19 hours, 36 minutes in the day, you've essentially hit half of yesterday's volume already. Again, don't be shocked if you pull back to 0.0077 area, 0.007 itself, whatever. You can do that and still be fine. Let's see how this week closes. If this week were to reverse completely, then we might have a different conversation. This could be a fake out right now. Let's see how the week closes. But I feel very confident in assuming this is a breakout move. I feel very, very confident in assuming that. This looks really good, guys. It's not going to stop anytime soon. You're probably going to go to the top point here, if not higher than that. That's at 3.6 cents, right? I forget if I might have said $4 earlier. I think I meant to say 4 cents. I'm sorry. If I said $4 earlier and you guys were like, what did he just say? I definitely did not mean $4. I meant 4.5 cents, but maybe I said cents. I don't remember. Very, very bullish bottom. Very, very bullish everything. I'm going to stop talking about it. Looks good. I should have ended that as soon as I said it. It just looks really good. So that's really all you need to know. Again, none of what I say is financial advice. Don't come at me for me being wrong about something, just like I'm not going to come at you for me being right about something. It's not my money. It's your money. Own it. You own it. I don't have to. I own my mistakes when I make mistakes, man. It's not a problem, right? Some people think they have to be right the whole time. They get an ego about themselves. You don't have to be right the whole time, man. It really, as I've already explained, it's not about that, especially in this game. But even in life, you're supposed to make mistakes, man. Like there are a lot of like life lessons that you can learn through charts. I know it sounds crazy. Sounds like a fanboy talking about learning life lessons, like a Star Wars fanboy talking about life lessons through Star Wars, which I think every story, for one, does offer morals and like good life lessons. But crypto, you guys, it teaches you patience. It teaches you to take an opportunity. It teaches you to own your mistakes, because if you can't do any of those things, you're not going to be successful, right? And if you want to be successful, you have to have patience. You have to capitalize on opportunities. You have to know how to be wrong, right? It's not about being right or being wrong, but you have to know how to be right. You have to know how to be wrong. Knowing how to be right means taking profits when the time comes. Knowing how to be wrong means taking a loss when the time comes, or being quick to flip your opinion so you don't miss an opportunity completely, stuff like that. It's not about being right or wrong. It's really about like your own psychology, your control of your emotions, being willing to be wrong, because you inevitably will be wrong, right? I'm getting off on tangents again, man, but for what it's worth, this looks really nice. I do like the support on the 1618 after breaking below it. Weekly RSI looks fine, whatever. Daily RSI looks good, sure. Can we get a better chart? This is the one with like all the history though, isn't it? Decent volume there. Is this the right one? Yeah. I think you have a nice bottom here too. It's just less developed, but kind of like an Adam and Eve as well, right? You've got that same kind of structure. I hope you can see it, right? It's pretty obvious. You're probably working your way up. I don't think you're in a breakout phase by any means. Not like Jasmy is, but you could move up from here. Yeah, top to bottom here. Your 1414 is right there. 1618 kind of at the top of this range. Yeah, you might move up to about 40 cents, 41 cents, 34 cents, something like that. Let's see what you did on this relative. 618, 69 support, bro. Yeah, you're closing above your 382. You might be closing above your 236. It looks good. Looks pretty good. If you pull back to your 382 at about 21.6 cents, you're okay. You could pull all the way back to your 618 and still be okay. So don't be swept up in the intermediate stuff. I think what you're doing right now is you're in an accumulation range. You'll move up to the top of it somewhere around here, between like 43 cents to 34 cents, somewhere around that area. You'll accumulate for a bit more, consolidate for a bit more, and then break out. But it's not time yet. But I do think this thing's got some greatness in store for it as well. Good choice, man. And they do take turns, you guys. They do. There will be the coin that pumps hard, nonstop for 2 weeks, for 1 month, for 2 months, but then its time ends. And then the one that was consolidating that whole time, that hadn't moved up, then it's that one's turn. And then it's that. You'll notice it. We talk about enough coins on here, guys, that I'm sure we're going to notice it. And this one right now, it's clearly Jasmy's turn. Aave is looking like it wants to do it as well, right? It's Jasmy and Ave's turn. It might be Compound's turn too. We'll see if that happens. If not, maybe it'll be its turn after these ones run up. But these things take turns. You'll see it. If you don't know what I mean, you'll see what I mean given time. But this does look good. It does look like it wants to go up in the more immediate term, probably to that 33 to 40 or 34 to 43 cent area is what I'm thinking. Let's see. What else are we talking about? Audius, WLD. WorldCoin on Binance. Is that the right chart? Do we want that chart? I think that's it. I think that's what we got. Yeah, we'll just use that. Okay, yeah, bullish, sure. Volume, whatever. Very nice candle though, 140% in 1 week, yes. Very, very bullish. I wouldn't buy here. It can keep going up though, but I would not buy here. Hit the 1618 for resistance. You could pull all the way back to your 1272 at about $6. You're at $6.73 right now. Maybe pull all the way back to your 886. It's a very common thing to do actually. You could pull all the way back to your 886 here, and that would put you at about $4.32 and still be fine. You could technically pull back even lower than that, but I think you do. I think you pull back around that $4.30 area, if not at least $6. That's my genuine opinion. Looking at the RSI looks good, but yeah, looks like it's kind of falling off a cliff. Man, you hit a 97, you're going to cool off. You're going to. Let's see how this week closes. Let's see how today closes. You still It looks bad right now, but if today reverses and turns green, maybe move up to $10, maybe move up to $13. But either way, I think you will see prices below the current price. This is not a good time to get in. If anything, it's a good time to get out, but not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. We'll see. Time will tell, but I think that's a top. I think this one does want to start moving down, but inevitably it probably does continue to move up. Just for the time being, you're going to move down to like $4 to $6, somewhere in that area, $4.30 to $6. Yeah, that's WorldCoin. Let's finish this bad boy up with Alice and basic attention token. Alice, my neighbor Alice. She's not my neighbor, man. Let's see. I don't mind it. I don't mind. Looking good. Yes, you reversed a little bit today, but so what? I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, I do. Let's see if I can like it even more. Decent, not bad. Oh yeah, I like it even more. Went to your 0.5, not a common area to bounce. That's why I was saying decent, but you closed above your 236. That's nice. Volume's building. Most volume you saw last week compared to like the last month, so nice, definitely nice. Not a lot of volume, but still decent volume for the move up. Yeah, looking good. Let's see what you want to do. Is this the right chart? We'll use this one. Top to bottom. Oh yeah, you want to go up. You definitely, I think you do. 274, your next target area. Probably $3 to like 270, 325 to 375 is where I think you want to go. Yeah. And likely actually a little bit, you probably go a little bit above the CL line. Just because you move above the CL line does not mean it's go time. You probably hit it, chill around it, maybe you pull back even, and then you move up, something like that. You very well could just go straight through it, but I doubt it. So look for that area, 275 to like 325, somewhere around there, and then a little pullback. That's my thoughts. Looking good though, looking really good. Yeah, wants to move up. Let's talk about BAT. If it moves down from here, it's going to be a little bit, just a little bit. So don't get caught up in that. Don't be worried about it. If it does, don't get scared. Basic attention token, Coinbase. Also accumulating. Man, I actually really like BAT. This was one that I was very convinced was going to do well last bull cycle. And it did. I mean, it did all right. 12 cents all the way up to $1.88. That's not bad, right? It's not the best, but it's still pretty good. Accumulation range for sure. Let's see. What are you doing on Binance? Not a lot of volume. Pump up the volume. Okay, there we go. A little bit more. Not bad. I think BAT could see new all-time highs this cycle. I do. I want to look at it on CoinGecko real quick, and we'll finish this video up. Top to bottom. 382 is all the way at about 40 cents. 618 is at 72 to 87 cents. 1272 at 387. 940. Yeah. Let's look at this real quick. Basic attention token, man. This one, I hear whispers of this being incorporated with like big players, man. So let's call it 390 billion. So 390, million, not billion. 390 million. Pretty low market cap, right? Leaves a lot of room to go up. I mean, a 10x would be 3.9 billion. Let's call it a 4 billion, actually. 20x would be 8 billion. 40x 16. 80x 32. You have like a $40 billion market cap at 100x from here. Something like this could see that high of a market cap. It could even see higher. So this thing, you guys, I mean, dude, you could see it go all the way to $50 by the end of this cycle. I know that sounds crazy. I really know that it does, but this coin's been around for a while. I believe it's been around even longer than 2019. Actually, I think let's see how long do we got on here? Yeah, 2017. That's what I thought. Yeah, it's an OG coin. It's done well for itself, right? It's been pretty, I mean, just like kind of consistently stable. Hasn't like seen lower lows or anything like that. Not too exciting, but I think the exciting time will come maybe when it's implemented into something that's like more useful and it gains attention, gains popularity, gains some basic attention. Is this the cycle where it sees a growth like that? BAT is one of those coins that all the OGs know about. People even new in crypto know about it, right? Like it's one of those coins that's more or less on everyone's radar, but a lot of people have discounted it. Coins like this, you know, if you've been following me for a while, you know I love coins like this. You're making me want to buy some, man. Like genuinely, I think this thing could do really well. I do think a coin like this could pull a multi-100x this cycle, more than a 100x. It absolutely could. Will it is the question. Because again, for almost its entire existence, looking at it right here, very boring, except for one cycle, right? But very, very boring. So, and even in this cycle, it didn't do anything like phenomenal. It did like a 15x, didn't even do a 20x, did it? Let's see, low to high. Okay, a 24x from low to high, but still, there's a lot of cryptos that do way higher than that. Is this going to be one of them? Is this BAT's time to shine? Maybe it is. We'll see. But for right now, I do like the weekly. I do think it wants to go up. The daily looks good as well. Yeah, I do think you want to go up higher. You probably want to go up to these areas here at like the higher prices and higher points in price, around 32 to like 33 cents. Let's see what you're doing. 33 cents. You could move higher, man. It is possible, but if you move higher, I feel like you would probably be breaking out. Let's see how you do around 33 cents first. 33 to 30 cents, somewhere around that area. But I think you're moving up. You're at 26 cents now, so that's that. And that's the video, guys. That's the video. So if you like the video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you for dealing with me throughout the rambles, throughout the sidetracking and all that stuff. And I will see you guys on the next one. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, if you did, hit that like button. It really helps out. And I will see you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.